We fucking made it, ladies and gentlemen.
Season 7 is here.
We're now into the 60s, officially. Well, the finale was 60, but fuck it. We don't give a shit. You guys know us. We're your hosts, PK, Caruso, and we're about to take you on a wild-ass ride.
I mean, it's season 7. It's crazy how far we've come, but at the same time, I mean, we have to get it
We do.
back. We have to get back to the bruise. Is what I was gonna say. Sorry,
Bruise.
It's just
Bruise.
just confused with the little bit of technical difficulties.
Does it work?
This,
Oh, my headphones are in the way. This is an interesting fucking beer. It looks sick.
yeah.
Paul got it, so I'll let you get after
So
it.
I think it's Bira. You say it?
Yeah,
91.
with a backwards B. Whatever
Blonde
that fucking
lager.
means.
Well, I already did, dude.
Also, after
Also-
we try this, I gotta say some shit. Prior to whatever I was gonna say before. I like the bottle, it looks cool. Looks like a fucking, what's one of those things called from, the fake bullshit with the monkeys? The shit you buy with Ethernet?
Oh.
Juan, what is this shit?
Oh, NFT.
NFTs.
NFT.
It looks like the front of an NFT.
Bro, just get up and walk.
No, I kind of just want to chill here a little bit.
If only you guys knew what we do here.
Okay.
Cheers. You don't want a brew? So
Ooh.
classic.
Ooh. Very good.
So classic. Such a classic blonde beer. Yo,
Wow.
you could get up, dude.
Do not fuck up that camera. If
Why?
you guys could see what Juan is maneuvering right now, this is why we pay him top dollar.
He also picked like because we could just switch to that camera.
Yeah, I don't understand why he did that.
Yeah. Yo, here.
This I like this so much. That I would grab
Like
this
this a lot,
If I
and
see this again, I'm gonna
Just
grab
for
it.
reference, I do have practice after this, so. It's like
Cheers to that.
some
Okay, I got my score. This is a fantastic beer. Holy fuck. You guys definitely should try this.
I feel like you're not gonna like my score.
I'm gonna like my score.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 7,
8-3.
7. I knew you were gonna be in the 8s, and I knew I was going 7, 7.
You know, not too far off.
It's a good beer.
It's good.
It's a good beer. 7, 7. That's a good score. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. It's a good beer. It's not like, I mean, I don't know. It's just not in the 8s for me. And
Well, it is for me.
I'll give it an 8. 8-1.
Unasked for.
I was actually just about to say that.
Does not count on the official rule book. Forget what you just heard.
Yeah. All right.
Sometimes I catch myself still talking to the mic instead of the camera. Okay.
I mean, sometimes I look at the mic. Just
So my outburst earlier, I thought was a different topic, but it's actually the same one.
okay. So what's going on?
I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's worthwhile for us to keep doing video.
Really? Why is that?
Here's my first point. So like this last season was our first season with video.
Yeah.
So this is our second season, first episode. I'd like to kind of digest it a little and talk about those types of things because it does affect things for me and for us and our image as Too Deep. So
Okay.
This is the tea. This is what I wanted to discuss. So basically, the reason why I'm saying that is because originally my thought was like, okay, so we're doing this for fun, right? We're doing it for our fans. That's always been our thing, and I still believe that. Like, we're not doing this for fame. We're not doing this for glory.
Yeah.
We're doing this because people want to see this shit. There's some of our friends like it. Not 50, not 100, but still. So once we started doing video, the time it took away from my life grew exponentially.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that because I mentioned here before, like, I enjoyed editing, and I enjoy editing to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it takes me like 6-7 hours to sit down and do it. And we usually record on a Tuesday or Wednesday, so I really only have 1 or 2 days to do it. And I don't ever break it up. I always do it on the same night. So I was fine with even that. Like, I've been getting quicker and shit like that. But there's been a lot of errors. A lot of errors. And it's real hard to manage that as far as the camera, the battery, the storage issues we faced. And then with the software, glitches, blackouts, things like that. And again, I thought I had fixed all of those and I was fine. And we just had a flub up for the finale, which sucked. But still, at the end of the day, I thought that we were going to be able to make it work.
Yeah.
Flash forward to after we released the finale. I put it all out there, spent hella time editing because it's an hour and 50 minute, whatever it was, podcast. So it took me twice the amount of time to do, but I got it all done, and I thought it was great. Released. A couple of days go by, 3-4 days go by. I'm like, all right, everything's good. You guys know what I'm about to say? Because you guys don't even know, because I know you didn't watch, which is fine because I don't expect you guys to, because you're here, we're here. You know, you don't have to listen to it twice. Yeah. But the second half of it was blacked out.
Oh, D.
For like 3 or 4 days. And you know who told me?
Who?
Andrea.
Really?
Because she watches it. She doesn't watch them when they're released. And again, I don't expect everybody to either. But 3 or 4 days went by. No comments. No Instagram comments. No YouTube comments. Nothing. Mm-hmm. And I go watch it, and the whole second half, it flickers in black when it switches. But it's real weird. You can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
And I haven't even fixed it. Like, I haven't even gone back to the video and redone it. So unless I'll probably change it as I'm editing this episode. I just don't have the time. I just spent out 1 day for recording and 1 day for whatever. So, like, my whole thing with this is that it's adding so much time, but are we really getting
I get
anything? And if I go onto the YouTube right now, like, it might say we have 20, 30 views, which seems good because that's kind of linking up with what our Audacity numbers were at, linking Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, all that shit. So I was like, okay, it's about the same. But the good thing about YouTube is, as an editor, you can analyze the video a little bit more in depth, to where you could see, well, how long are people watching for? You know what our average watch time is?
What is it?
Guess.
I don't know.
Just guess. You have to guess. Think of it as an hour-long episode. When are people clicking off?
Well, I mean, on average, then I would say, like, there's got to be a few people, like, a small percent. Well, I mean, I would assume that it's got to be, like, 10, 15 minutes, because I feel like people...
One?
That's pretty accurate.
It's 2 minutes.
Wow.
I was going to say 5.
It's 2 minutes.
So
I spend 6 to 8 hours editing.
Yeah.
For 30 people to watch my hour episode for 2 minutes. Some people, they watch the whole thing. Some people, they might listen to all the Audacity shit, but what I'm realizing now, Audacity doesn't base it off finishes, they just base it off of how much it's clicked on the first time. So even if one person listens to it 3 times, it only logs it once. Doesn't matter if they stop 20, 40 till the end minutes in. So, like, by now, we are almost 10 minutes into this podcast.
So people stop. So then we
So
can
if
do,
you're
so then we
watching-
can say whatever
listen.
the fuck you want.
If you're watching this right now, comment anywhere, YouTube or Instagram. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm saying this. I'm not going to put it in the title. I'm not going to put it in the comments or in the
Yeah,
bios. You guys won't say anything. So the only way you guys are going to comment, save the video, that's what I want you guys
Save
to
the
comment.
video,
Save
yeah.
the video. If people do that, then if maybe like I see that people are doing it, then it's worthwhile. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're doing this for you guys. I'm happy. I'm not saying I want to cancel this fucking podcast because
Yeah.
this time that I have to drink a beer with Paul, with Juan, this is one of the highlights of my week every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
This is something I look forward to. It doesn't take too much time to sit down here and do it. And it takes me 30, 45 minutes to edit just the audio,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with doing, right? But if I don't see any comment, like, especially if I see 0, like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I just
I
talked
agree.
I just talked for about
I
10
agree.
minutes straight.
I agree.
But like,
I mean,
you
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
how
say-
frustrating that shit is,
Of course,
bro.
dude. No. I mean, there's got to come a point where, like, it's a pain in the ass, right? And, like, you know, you can't sit there because he does do all the editing. And there's no reason to do it. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, like...
And it's not like I could break it up either. It's not like I could say you edit the first half, you
Yeah.
edit the, I have to do, and I said that I want to do it, and it's not that, it's just that I expect that it would be received a little bit
Yeah.
more.
I mean... You know,
Otherwise,
it's one of
people
those
can just
things where,
listen.
like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like we could go back to audio only, which, like, to be honest, isn't like a big. It's a lot easier. I mean, it takes us an hour extra. Like before, I would get here and we would just fucking
basically
literally
start
set
within
up and
15
start.
minutes.
And the
Now we
setup
have to
is-
set up the whole room, set up the cameras, the lights, the TV.
It's a pain in the ass.
But it's not like I would have
No.
Holy
It would be
shit, like,
worth it. No.
it'd
It's
be
not,
yes,
Not
yeah.
that it's not a pain in the ass if like people were like, oh, this, that, blah, 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 whatever, like listening. But if people aren't like watching, then like, what's the point? You know? I mean, that's the thing.
Positives though. We have positives though. We have a lot of clips now. Say we want to promote, even though it's not.
clips that who have seen. We have 4
Hey,
TikToks.
no, but like a little 13 clip podcast release. I don't think it's bad. We have.
I
audio,
gave this
we
guy
have
the
pictures.
TikTok rights.
We have pictures. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
No, don't get me
create
wrong. Like this
content.
experience, and listen, like
There's
the whole
content,
the whole point of season 6 was to do something we haven't done before,
Yeah.
and to continue to try to grow the podcast. Okay, now that the season's over, let's analyze it. Is it something that we want to continue with? I have no problem taking my Thursday nights to do this. I like doing it. I'm getting better at doing it. I'm getting faster at doing it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
yeah. If it's not,
if I'm gonna
received-
do all this shit just to get like people aren't even watching for as long as I've edited for.
Yeah.
Like our total watch time isn't close to how many hours I've spent editing.
Yeah.
And like I'm not expecting us to again not to have 50 viewers that watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not.
But
it's
let's
just
see.
like-
Let's see actually how many people are watching or I guess listening because they could still listen and hear this. That want this to continue.
Yeah.
Let's actually see it. If it's there, we continue because we do it for the people and we've always said that and we'll continue to do it. But if the people are not responsive, then we do what the people say.
Yeah.
They don't care they don't care about the video that much, which is fine.
Yeah. Then we
No
won't
sweat
do it
off my
anymore.
back.
I mean, it saves you hella time. You know. I mean, I'm on board with it. To be honest, I didn't expect that. To
You
be
didn't
what you said.
expect that, right?
No, I thought you were gonna say we can't do video anymore because like work like.
Oh, no. I would never bitch out like that. Like, I'm not going to be soft like that.
Fair
It's
enough.
just-
I mean, listen, man. Whatever. You know. I mean, I don't really care.
Opening up here on Too
Again,
Deep.
I think like it makes a lot of sense to go back to audio if people aren't going to be watching the videos. You know.
That's what
Yeah,
season
just-
6 was for a test, so let's find out if people enjoyed it.
I mean, we'll probably make a decision off camera, like what we end up doing.
Yeah.
You know? And then, or off air, and then once we come to that decision, I mean, if we decide to go audio only again, then we'll go audio only again until like things change. You know.
Yeah. I don't even know what our subscriber count's at now. Because we said last season, merch, 50. But let's find out. 2D podcast. Same, 21. We actually lost 2.
Lost 2. Why would people unsubscribe though?
I don't know. Because they probably saw our shit videos and were like, fuck these kids.
Oh, so it was like random people. Because like I figure a lot of
I don't know. I didn't
21
check
are, like,
who exactly
Mm.
followed and unfollowed. But you know what it makes me question? My purpose.
Ah.
See?
No, I figured that's how it was going to tie in, yeah.
Welcome to the real topic of this episode.
Well, yeah, we got to... I mean, this is like a topic that you could kind of discuss or go a lot of different directions with, right? I mean, think about how many times or how often we, in our heads, think about, like, why are we doing, like, something, right? What's our purpose of getting a job? Well, the purpose of getting a job is
Make money.
to make money, right? Do this, do that. Because normally your purpose is to try to live, to try to balance being, like, comfortable along with being happy. So, like, trying to find the balance between making enough money, but also, like, at the same time not being, like, fucking depressed because you're sitting, all you're doing is working instead of...
Grinding, yeah, mindless shit.
Yeah. Right, because what kind of life... What's the money worth then if you're not doing shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I think in a sense it's like you could go deeper than that. Like, what, in a sense, do you believe, like, is the purpose of, like, our generation? What's the purpose? Because I feel like every generation serves a purpose, right? So what's the purpose of our generation versus, like, our parents' generation or our grandparents' generation? Because I feel like, let's take the fucking boomers, right? I mean, they were the, like, post World War II, Vietnam.
I got some good answers.
I think they kind of almost molded the modern... No, they kind of turned, like, the United States, they kind of turned it into, like, what you'd consider, quote-unquote, the American dream. Think about how many historical events happened in that time frame where, like, the boomers were, like, our age, or, like, young. You know what I mean? And then, like, our parents kind of probably at the peak, like, reaped the benefits from the boomers, right? Probably were the first, like, is the first generation of, like, modern America, right?
Okay.
And they kind of almost were the first, like, real generation.
They set the culture.
Yeah.
That was kind of their purpose.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of these things were decided upon after their era came to an end.
Yeah.
It's not as though as they were in it, their main objective was to, you know, change the culture of America. But at the same time, it's hard to distinguish what our purpose is until we've accomplished it. Because there is no set goal of our generation. There's so much variety in what we're doing, our lives, our financial status, all these different things. It's hard to kind of look at it at a big picture and say, okay, well, what can we do to achieve something? So I want to take a step back and kind of think of it, okay, well, what have we been very successful at? And something that I've seen is technological advancements.
But isn't that all of history?
And I understand that, but hear me out. So, growth of technology is exponential.
Yeah.
You know, you go back to 100 years ago, they don't have... You show them like an iPhone nowadays, they'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
I don't know when fucking Thomas Edison made the light bulb or whatever, but...
1800s.
You see what I'm saying, though? 1800s to the first computer, and then from the first computer to the first phone. Much different time frames.
Yeah.
So the growth, like I said, is exponential. But I believe now it's reaching the point where we're creating things that, to me, seem unfathomable. The fact that Elon Musk is landing rocket ships. Like...
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like much because you see it on TV and you see it on
So we're getting used to it.
Like,
that's why.
we're getting used to it. But then it actually fucking happens and you understand just how important something like that is. So, I think the purpose of our generation is to take the technology we have today and really just try to advance it to the point where we become less tasked with things. So
Yeah,
generating
I get it.
AI,
Mhm.
right? We're very close. We're closer than we've ever been. I think we've created AI. We've looked it up before. But it's not the AI you see in movies and TV shows. Like, it's small stuff, completing small tasks by itself, learning on its own. But you see the growth of robotics. What I've seen just personally, videos of how advanced robots have gotten.
Yeah.
Exoskeletons. I feel like very soon in our lifetimes, we're going to see movies. We're going to see fucking people flying around on jetpacks. Like, I've already seen, like, they have this crazy thing. It's like, you have 2 arm sleeve with jets on either side here. You got a backpack and some leg shits. I don't even know.
I've seen that,
and this guy's flying around. And it's compact.
I don't think
It's not this bulky thing.
common.
But I understand. But but this is what I'm saying, right? This is the technological exponential growth that I'm trying to talk about. We developed something in the fucking 1800s. And then now you can produce electricity to put something on screen. So when we generate an idea, the final product is going to come much faster than we expect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I agree. But we're also becoming numb to it from that. You know, like any kind of like technological advancement we hear, it's almost like we're not surprised. Ever. Like,
Yeah.
tell me when you hear something that's like, you sit there like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, that's cool. That's cool as fuck. But it's
I'm
never
different.
like, it's not like
I appreciate those things.
you're blown away. Like,
I was
away.
blown out of my mind when I saw fucking Elon Musk land a goddamn rocket.
I wasn't. You know why? Because how many times did he fail? I mean,
It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It's to get to that point. You know how much money is wasted? You know how much shit is up in the
Yeah.
fucking... You know how much, like, debris is up in our fucking... What's that bullshit called?
Atmosphere.
The
Not stratosphere.
stratosphere or some bullshit. I don't know what it's called.
Space junk.
Space junk in orbit. We'll just say that. And that it's growing to the point, and it's kind of not changing topics, but getting into something different. It's growing to the point where we're almost imprisoning ourselves within Earth. Do you understand that? That's almost that's how bad it's gotten up in space.
That's how bad it is. Wow. Because, you know, here's my thing on it. The reason why I'm being like...
You just blew that off like it was nothing.
You want to know why I blew that off? I'll tell you why I blew that off, because I just think it's like... I would say like big fucking deal, because...
You don't
when
think space travel is important?
Absolutely not.
You don't think learning about our universe is important?
Not anymore. No. To me, it isn't. No, I think... Okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, it's important, but...
We're talking about purpose. What greater purpose is there than understanding what the fuck the universe is all about?
Dealing with real life. That's
You think any of this matters, but none of that does?
To you and to me, absolutely this matters. To Elon Musk, fair enough, because he's got the money and he's got He's got the tools to do that kind of shit. And curiosity, yeah, it could go further. But what's more important? Knowing what the fuck's going on, however many million miles away from Earth, or billions, or whatever the fuck, or flying to Mars? Or is it more important to fucking put food on the table and pay for your damn bills?
You're
I don't
thinking
know.
way too short term, bro.
Yeah, but I'm
The
thinking,
longevity of our society. We're
about,
killing this earth. What happens if something happens and we got nowhere to go? But
That's-
this boy Elon Musk is
Okay,
gonna fucking
okay.
put us on Mars, start a
I think
civilization
you give
there.
him too much credit. I think you give him way too much credit.
How am I
I
giving
think he's a
one of
great.
the
I think
smartest
he's a
guys
great. I
too
think
much
no,
credit?
no. I think he's a great guy, but I think like you're giving this guy like this billionaire credit. Like realistically, like if he was in that position, you're telling me you wouldn't try to do that, and you were at that intellectual capacity. Wow, he's such a good
What's
guy.
Jeff
He's all
Bezos
this
doing?
shit. Yeah, because he's a scumbag.
He's on
But, and I'm
Yahoo
saying you
People.
wouldn't. You know how many people would?
I'm not
and
a
you know what?
scumbag.
And guess what? If
I'm
was
gonna try to use
yeah,
that
and guess
money
what?
to
If-
advance society.
And guess what? Good for Jeff Bezos. Because if I was in Jeff Bezos' position, or I had the money of either of those two, I would probably do what Jeff Bezos is doing. To be quite honest with you, to be quite frank.
So your purpose in life is to be successful
yeah.
by yourself. As long as you're okay.
No. Well, I'll tell you this.
That's
no,
fine.
because I didn't get to my point.
True.
Our purpose, the purpose of our generation, is the downfall of the American empire as we know it. We have started the domino effect of the downfall of the American empire as
Okay.
we know it. I've seen it. I
Hold
took a
on.
trip.
I'll be right back. You can continue.
I mean, I've seen people. You know, all the kids surrounding us, everyone our age. I mean, you just see more and more kids who fucking come in and they're just they don't know what's like important. They don't know what's this.
Put on our tin caps. Paul's dumbass conspiracy theory coming back at
This
it.
is not a conspiracy. I don't think this is actually a conspiracy theory. I've just
Rise of
seen.
America?
Yeah, I've seen so much
That's
shit. evidence.
ridiculous.
I,
That's ridiculous. You think
So
our
you
generation is going to cause the downfall of America?
if you consider like kids, like 10 years younger than you plus, part of your generation, then absolutely I do. These kids are fucking retards. Everyone. No, everyone's becoming
because that's
soft.
you see the fucking
Everyone's,
retards
everyone's becoming soft.
that
right?
you see.
Why do you think the pay gap and like the wage gap is becoming so big? Because the rich people are getting richer, right? This isn't even a conspiracy theory though. This is like statistical information. Like the pay gap, or not the pay gap, like the gap between the rich and the poor is becoming larger and larger every single year, right? I mean, people are barely able, like, there's, before we know it, all the reasons that you mentioned, like technology and shit, is going to eventually take jobs, right? And yeah, sure. And then people are like, well, you know, there's going to be other jobs created, like like tech, but these kids are too fucking stupid to
They're
even
like
do that.
10.
Yes, but you don't understand, dude. I know this because I know people who are like the education system is just getting worse and worse in the United States by the year, right? Kids are becoming stupider, softer. They're changing curriculum.
Allegedly.
They're changing. It's not allegedly. It's based on statistics and performance, right? Go to the United States. No. Let's go.
Let's
Let's
find
go
out.
on this. Because I'm actually excited for you to see this. They want to change core curriculum so that kids don't have to get lectured anymore, right? And it's all this stuff about, you know, it's not important to master these fundamental skills because people could just look it up, right? And kids are just no one is developing any kind of niche anymore. People, like, the value of hard work has gone down the tubes. People don't give a shit about working. You know, you ask these kids to do anything around the house, no one knows how to do shit. I mean, that's why our parents were still, like, raised by the boomers who taught them, like, hard work, like why it's important to, like, work your ass off, make money, do all, like, to value certain things. These kids don't give a shit about anything, you know? And pretty soon, and then to cap it all off, everyone's lives
Oh my
revolve around social
goodness.
media. What?
Continue. Just continue.
Everyone's lives, a lot of people's lives revolve around social media. I mean, think about how many people our age. I mean, we've spoken about this report before, but think about how many people like. It's more important to them. It's almost more important to them their image on like social media and what they look like to other people versus actually like doing shit with their lives.
I agree.
You know,
I agree with
like
that.
and the
I don't think
problem
that's
is
going to cause the downfall of America.
I don't think it's going to be the direct cause, but I think it's going to be a factor of it, along with the other shit that I was speaking about.
Yes.
Which is the fact that we're getting dumber and dumber.
Okay. U.S. math skills have remained stagnant for decades. This means the country is falling behind many others, such as Japan, Poland, and Ireland, which have greatly improved. In fact, the U.S. test scores are now below the global average. This was updated January 20th of 2022.
This is allegedly now the number one country in the world, right? Which I still think it is. But if we're the number one country in the world, we should be as like smarter than a majority of the like world population, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we should have the best education system, not that.
So
Right.
the scores have been stable over time. So we're not getting dumber. Everyone else is just getting smarter.
Shouldn't we be getting smarter though, right? If technology's getting better and better, like shouldn't we be getting smarter and smarter? I mean, that's what you'd think. That's what you'd hope.
Yeah.
The problem is everyone else is catching up, dude. Everyone else is catching up, and we've stopped growing
And surpassing.
because again, yeah, and surpassing us because kids are becoming again the age old concept of good times create soft men create bad times
Yeah,
create
the
strong.
cycle.
Yeah, the cycle, and then again we've had it so good. Our generation is the first generation to have it like so good. You know, like just like realistically, think about how much shit the average kid is able to have like an iPhone. The average kid, you know, in the
Fucking
United
dart.
States, is able to have an iPhone, a laptop, right? Like if we're talking on average.
I think these technological advancements could be beneficial, though.
I
to
think-
the younger
no, I'm
age.
not
That
saying-
if you expose
I'm
them,
not
if
saying-
you expose them at a young
I'm
age
not
to
saying
these
that
types
it's-
of things, that they might come
I'm
up
not
with something
saying it's.
better.
I'm not saying it's bad, but it like the that there can't be positive takeaways from it. But I think it's resulting in negative results because of the things I just mentioned. Partially because kids are watching and playing like retarded ass shit, losing social skills. I mean, half the kids that I'm surrounded, even the smart kids, like a majority of smart kids that you come across aren't like you, dude. You know, like let's be honest. Like a lot of the kids in my classes are fucking like dweebs.
That's
dude. And I'm not
NJIT, though.
yeah, but I'm talking like in general, dude. Like you go across like any of these like good schools, and you go to like these like CS majors or engineering majors. It's all fucking dweebs, dude. Like you just come across a bunch of dweebs, and it's getting worse and worse. I look at these kids, dude.
NJIT.
I look at the kids around me, and it's like, and they're like these scrawny kids who like can't even keep eye. You keep saying NJIT, but it's everywhere, dude. This is everywhere. We're talking like
In
like
Newark.
no, this is
exactly.
STEM. Newark. This is
The
STEM.
most diverse place.
We're talking.
Bro, don't even
we're
try to
talking
tell me that
STEM.
Newark is supposed to be good at all.
All right, you're
at
telling. All right,
education.
you ever go to Stevens? You ever see what's going on over there?
Is that Newark or is that in Hoboken?
That's in Hoboken, exactly.
There you
and
go.
it's worse. And it's
What do
worse
you
than
mean
an
it's
NJIT. Like there's more dweebs.
Yes, because that's a more technologically advanced school than NJIT
Yes,
is.
my
That's
point,
why if you go to
yes,
Harvard, you're gonna
my
be fucking
point being,
dweebs.
my point being, it's bad. That's a bad thing. It's not good to have dweebs.
Go
at
to
your school.
University of Alabama. Tell me how many fucking dweebs you see. Go
You'll
to
see
University
it.
of
Yeah.
Florida. Go tell me how many fucking dweebs you see.
And guess what? You will see dweebs.
You're gonna find them everywhere, but
Yeah,
you're
you'll
also
find
gonna
them
see
dweebs, but
the
you won't
social
see.
people.
Yeah, you won't see the combination of someone who's a hardworking, good social person.
Bro, that's
who's
that's like a very good person. Like
No,
that's
not a very
the
good
average
person.
That's not
That's-
the average person. It
if
is to
you went-
you.
if you
because
went-
you have
if-
a different mindset.
Look in the field. Like you work in the field. Like how many of the people you talk to are like people who are great in social situations and are smart ass people? Because I know
I'd
most
say
of the
like
people that I work,
80%.
most of the people I work around, exactly. And then most of the people that I'm going,
And I'm the youngest
I'm not
guy there
supposed
to-
to. I'm not
to-
supposed to
to
say this.
say that.
I'm not supposed to say this. I'm going through fucking resumes the other day for work with like interns. I'm calling these kids.
Dude, they're all
and
fucking retarded, right?
either
Okay,
either stupid,
okay,
either
okay.
either dumb as fuck, or like it's like they could barely like hold a conversation.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Okay.
Like I'm just a 21-year-old kid making calls to try to schedule interviews, and these kids are like pissing their pants on the phone with me.
Dude,
like
I
if you
get
can't
that.
hold a
Okay.
conversation with a 21-year-old,
Hey, Paulie.
if you can't hold a conversation with a 21-year-old fucking part-time intern, whatever the fuck you want to call me, then how the fuck are you gonna survive in like important ass fucking like,
Okay.
corporate
Let me go.
situations?
So, you said that, and it kind of struck with me. Interestingly enough, so for my company, I'm having an intern. I did find, if he ever sees this, what's good? So I found somebody, and he's very good with social skills, and he communicates very well. He seemed very interested. He didn't seem very nervous.
Well,
Very
just
talented good kid, and that's why I got him.
quick thing, you don't find this yet,
And you don't, and I didn't find him, bro. I interviewed maybe 50 people, and I only liked 2 of them for my work. Bro, they were all incompetent. Like, their resumes were horrible. Like, how could you even send that?
Yeah.
The fucking somebody showed up in a super bad, like, the movie Superbad,
Yeah.
in a super bad crew neck sweatshirt. Some guy showed up in a beanie. Some guy was walking to his car. Some guy was sitting in the hallway. Like, are you
This didn't happen.
for real, bro?
This didn't happen.
Get in your fucking room. Make sure you do research before you speak to me. That's what I did. And granted, okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I went to go do the career fair at NJIT for Shamrock, I looked up who Shamrock was while I was waiting in line. I'm not gonna lie. But at least I had the wherewithal to bring that up within the conversation. Do that, bro. I'd ask some of these people stuff. Bro, so we're a chemical processing plant. We produce and we just manufacture PTFE and other types of powders. That's the basis.
I could have found that out with
It's the first thing you read online.
with a 20-second Google search.
The first line in our fucking website. We are the world's leading manufacturer in micronized PTFE. I asked some of these people, what do you know about Shamrock? You know what somebody fucking told me?
What?
I think you guys are a contracting company, right? Like, that does, like, cement and asphalt jobs.
Yeah, I know. Well, you want to hear? This is the best thing I heard on the phone.
Leaves me no
Kid
hope.
goes, so I say, hi, my name's Paul Kondratowicz.
There you go.
I'm from XY company, right? And I'm calling to see if you're interested still interested in the summer internship, right? Mind you, these kids all applied.
You have the
Kid goes to me, he goes, what company? I repeated myself. He goes, wait, what? And I said it again. And he goes, okay. Like, what?
Dude, you should have just been like, never mind, and hung up.
Just you could imagine, because all right, just to give reference, like the interns have been hired, and you can imagine he wasn't one of them. He wasn't one of the people who got interviewed. Let's
Shocker.
just say that, right? I mean,
Can we get fired for this?
I mean, I'm not saying I've never said my company name.
So I'm fucked, maybe?
Maybe I am fucked. I almost don't want this to go, but I've said so much shit on here.
You haven't said anything in relation to...
This is the first thing
Your
that
work.
I've said, like, really about work.
Yeah, but it doesn't relate to what you do or who you work for.
Yeah, I'll never say that, and I'll never say. I mean, people want to find out. People can find out. I don't care. So it's public information. I mean,
But it's off the record.
I'm just saying. I mean, It's just regardless.
But at
it's
the
just,
same time, like
embarrassing.
you gotta find the pearls, man. You gotta find the pearls, and I found my pearl. Hopefully, he does a good job. Hopefully, he lives up to my expectations of him, which I believe he will. But this is what I'm saying. It's a very select few. The majority of people are listen, the majority of people are not like me and you. They're not the type of people who not only want to be smart, but to be smart and social.
Yeah.
Those are two very, very different things, and you don't learn them at the same time. You learn them from very different experiences.
And environments.
So, exactly. And it depends on the type of person you are. A very introverted person, doesn't matter how smart you are, even if you go out, you're not going to put yourself in situations where you can be more social. They have to come upon you.
Yeah.
So, as an extroverted person, you may be more entitled to go out of your comfort zone and talk to these people, learn from your mistakes, do things differently, and all this good stuff. But it's our task to sift through all the schmucks and find the person to add to the company that you think or we think is fit.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I'm finding
it doesn't mean that the world is ruined. Those people aren't going to do shit.
Here's the problem.
It's the people that come out of that bullshit and are doing well.
It's not the fact that, like, I don't think it's necessarily a problem that, like, listen, if someone doesn't know about, like, I'm sure if someone doesn't know about the process in which you go about doing things, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? I just find it crazy how little kids know how to, like, talk and act in an interview.
Yeah.
Like, or dress, or show up, or prepare.
Did you have class? And I had a middle school class that was strictly called
I did
careers.
it. I just knew.
We had mock interviews and how to prep, things to do.
You
but those are the things
up.
that I learned. I've known, but this is what I'm saying. I use some of those things to this day. I will never go to an interview without cutting my nails. I learned that there. Little things.
Yeah.
I never, if I go into the room of an important person, for instance, the CEO of the company, Bill, I will never go into his room and just sit down. I either wait for him to tell me it's okay to sit, or I ask if he doesn't tell me to, I ask if I can take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the respect.
Yeah.
Something you just don't do. Something you have to learn.
Yeah.
I learned it from that
I've
class.
never sat down in my
handshaking,
my boss's
eye
office.
contact, and these are things that you hear normally. But again, this whole class taught me that. And you talk about how the education system is failing. I think it depends on the education system. It depends on what district you go to. There's going to be shit ass fucking districts where the teachers don't give a fuck. They could care less. They don't care about the students. They don't teach them shit. But you have school districts, and now when I was in there, I bashed my school system. Shout out Council Rock. But looking back and comparing it now that I'm out in the world and I see where all these other people are coming from and I see what type of school systems they're coming from. I've been in Newark. I know what those school systems are like.
Yeah.
I have a much higher appreciation for what that school district set me up to be.
Yeah.
So I think that being in New Jersey, the shit state that it is, you don't see all the other amazing places around the country that have good programs.
I think you're
to where they're setting their
look up
kids.
New Jersey's. I think New Jersey's third ranked in the United States in school. By the way, just for reference, if I'm not mistaken, just look up top states for education. I believe New Jersey's ranked third, at least top 10.
1. Oh wait, why is it starting from rank 4? Oh, it's in.
Oh.
No. This is a weird website. Pause, hold on. Let's say the 10 best states for education. USnews.com. I don't trust this source. This is probably some fucking schmuck doing this.
U.S. News is...
Give me the real ranking.
No, U.S. News is a good source. They rank colleges. Go to U.S. News. That's a good source. They always rank like colleges and stuff.
Oh, it's like this. I hate
That's
these
one
websites.
Of these stupid.
10, Utah.
New Jersey.
Nebraska, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Connecticut, 5 Colorado, 4 Washington, 3 Florida, 2 Massachusetts.
Number 1, New Jersey. Thank you very much. That's because you're looking at Newark. Of course it's going to be shit in Newark. Then you look around at the public schools, for example, Northern Bergen County, that produce Ivy League talent. Like I've always said, the school system in New Jersey is great. I mean, technically, on paper. I mean, I'm lucky enough I went to private school, granted, right, in New Jersey, but yeah, of course, if you're looking in the inner city, it's going to be shit. But, like, if you go to, like, these rich towns that I mean, we're talking, like, kids. I mean, how many of my friends from New Jersey do I know, like, who fucking ended up at Ivy's? I mean, I can't tell you how many like, my mom teaches at a North Jersey public school. How many of her students end up going to Ivy Leagues? Easy, no problem. Fucking bang out 1,500 plus on the SAT out of 1,600. It's, I mean,
I got
yeah,
1290.
but she's complaining about it. I got 1320, second try, though.
First try.
Yeah.
Well, first try with the
1260
new
first try.
ranking. I was the last class to take the old test out of 2,400.
What'd you get out of 2,400?
I think I got like a 16.
I got.
It was horrible. I
got
horrible.
12. I got 1260 on the first try on the new one, and then 1320 on the second.
But the new one's also different because they don't deduct points for wrong answers.
Yeah.
I got hella deductions.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
that shit.
regardless, I mean, fuck the New Jersey argument, though.
You know what I think is going to be the demise of America if we continue to allow old fucks to run this country. We need somebody who is 45 to 50 years old at the oldest to take over. I'm done with this fucking 70, 80, 90-year-old.
Can you just do it when you turn 45?
I feel like I'd be the greatest
I
president
honestly
ever.
do too. Like,
I would
I
probably
honestly
not
do.
vote for you.
what? That's
Why?
actually ridiculous.
Actually, no, I would vote for you because, like, you're my friend.
Not only would I vote for him, I
But
would
if there was
choose
like an
anyone who
identical,
votes
if there
for
was
him.
a person with who's like identical like you, who I just wasn't friends with, like who ran for president,
I don't think I would want to run the country, but regardless.
So you don't want to be in the club.
I want to be in the
Oh
club.
man,
I want to be in the
I don't
club.
care
I would
about
run
that.
for president.
I don't care about that.
No, I wouldn't run. No, I wouldn't do that. But like, I would want to be in the club. Hell yeah.
I would just be such a different president. Like, I'd just be so open.
You'd smoke weed at a press conference.
No,
No.
That's a problem.
couldn't do that for the public image.
But Elon Musk can.
He did it on Joe Rogan's podcast. But no. I would just, like...
Well, you wouldn't be like coked out in the Oval Office. That's what I feel like. That's why I wouldn't do
So
it, because I
hard.
feel like that's how like
I don't
I would
think-
end. Like I would like I would die because like I overdosed from like coke in like the Oval Office, laced with like fentanyl. But then like actually no, because dude that
If you're
could
the
definitely-
president, you're getting...
president, you're
gas,
getting pure
gas.
100% Colombian.
You're
cocaine,
hitting
right?
up the Colombian fucking
Yeah,
president or whatever.
yeah,
You're
you're
being
getting
like,
pure
let me get
100%.
8 kilos of your
So what?
finest pure white.
Yeah, dude. Oh
And he'll
yeah,
be
no,
like,
I realized I was
"See-
retarded, but like, I don't know, man.
In
I
that
feel
order.
Like, I feel like if I just the reason why you want to know why I wouldn't run for president, because I just feel like that like I would just get involved in so many like scandals and stuff,
What the fuck?
like some kind of bullshit I'd have to deal with, like some random woman from like Tennessee accuses me of like
A little Me Too
like
action.
from when like NJIT took a trip to like Nashville. Like, to like Lipscomb, like I don't know what she's talking about, because it didn't ever happen, which is like the point. But I would have to deal with it because people hear about it, they're like and then like I go meet with like the Clintons and they take me to like Epstein's Island, and we discuss how I could get out of these situations, and then before you know it, it stops appearing in the media, and all of a sudden I start writing legislation that allows Amazon to create a monopoly.
You would allow Amazon to create a monopoly? They'd ruin America.
If they pay me enough money, yes, I would.
You know they're the main reason supply chain is so fucked?
Yes, I know that. I've known that. Amazon's fucked. I know some like Polacks who stopped like buying Amazon products, like protesting, and I
Like
was
that's
like,
gonna do
yeah,
anything.
and that's what I told my friend because my friend was like almost telling me like he said he's gonna
It's the
stop
same
buying from
shit
Amazon.
of. It's the same shit.
I said like I was like congratulations, you've done absolutely nothing except
It's the
like
same shit of posting a black picture on Instagram when that whole shit was happening.
that's
Great,
jack shit.
you feel good about yourself? What have you actually done? Nothing. Oh, pray for Paris. Good for you. You're just doing it for the clout.
Stop
That's
eating
it.
meat for the animals.
What?
Yeah.
No, for real. Like,
yeah. Am
like
I
what are you
wrong?
actually
Am I wrong?
doing?
What are you doing?
That's why I say. That's why I say for vegans, I'm like, if you're vegan because you're choosing to be healthier.
Yeah, that's
and,
okay.
And you wanna be like, it has these inflammation benefits and all this. Okay, good, health decision. People who are like, oh my god, cows are human, or cows have lives too. They have emotions, and pigs and blah blah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're not stopping anything. McDonald's could buy you 1 trillion million times over. You're not running anything out of
Hashtag stop animal abuse. Protect the cows.
Fuck the cows.
You know.
It tastes great.
Yeah.
Eat more chicken, though. One of the greatest slogans and logos in history. Chick-fil-A has a cow
Yes. Yes.
that goes around telling people to eat more chicken. That's fucking marketing. Perfect.
So sick. I love Chick-fil-A. Not because of their like political views, because I know people. Also, if people stop eating from a place because of like the owner's political views, you're retarded too. Like that's another thing. Like, well, you're stupid.
Speaking of owning this stuff, one question before we wrap.
Yeah.
If you could pick any company across America to become the CEO of,
Got to be one of either
Amazon.
Apple, Amazon, or Meta. I would actually.
Meta? Bro, like that goes, I feel like, against everything you say.
Yeah, but I always say like if I could get into the club, I'll
You
do
just,
it.
this guy's always just trying to get into that. I keep forgetting.
No, Amazon. I would take over Amazon. Yeah.
You wouldn't know what to do.
Of course, I wouldn't know what to do.
No, like you'd have a week where the current CEO would transition it to you. Like you'd be set up.
Well,
You'd be set
because
up.
you wouldn't know how to do. You wouldn't take over.
Shambles.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I would take over, sit there, and like I would like piss on all the paperwork and be like, "Fuck this, I'm the CEO now." And like I would like post like the first week it would just be me. Like I would get like Instagram and be like, "Yo, what's good? What's good? Hit me up."
I got it.
You know.
My heart wants to say Shamrock, but I'm already gonna do that one day, so no need to make it a dream. If I could do one.
Stop it, Shamrock.
He will be the CEO.
One. Well, no, I don't think I'll be. I'm president. I want to be the CEO.
You would never.
You know what my brain says though?
What?
Lamborghini.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a good one. I actually like
I
that.
would be the president of Lamborghini. I'd be
I like
driving
that. I actually think I
any
would.
car.
No.
I would always.
That's a smart answer.
Always my dream car. I'll say it 1,000,000 times. Is a lime green, not like a bright lime green, but a nice, like a matte lime green Lamborghini Aventador, butterfly wing doors.
Really, you
The
wouldn't
ones
take
that go up like this.
How do you say it? The Hurricane or the?
I thought
Huracan?
suicides are they
Suicides
flip.
Like that?
I'm talking the butterfly is like this.
Yeah.
I want to raise my
You
fucking
you
shit.
like the Aventador better than the what? How do you
Oh
say it?
my-
The Huracan?
I don't know. Honestly,
It's the
I
other one.
don't
I
know
actually
cars.
like the
I don't know
other one better.
Lamborghinis. I like that, but with
like
a
the-
black
I like
pinstripe down the middle.
I've always wanted a Lamborghini Huracan or Huracan. I don't know how to fuck to say it.
Aventadors are just bro.
No, Aventadors are sick, but I would get a Huracan with like, or I'm just gonna say that, with like matte black with like gold rims.
Has
But-
to be matte. Oh, I almost. Oh.
Yeah, can we wrap this up though? Because I gotta piss. I'm sorry to be so vulgar to everyone, but
Well, now it is time to go
From the deep. do I have to pull this up?
Yeah, I think we have one. I have something on my phone, but it's recording right now.
Get the shit off your phone,
I can't.
because there's no comments. See?
Yeah, Hurricane. I mean, this car is pretty sick. Oh, this is the blue and orange one. But just an Aventador is just... yeah, this car for me is the one. This is actually the color I want too.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah.
Just so beautiful.
What's the? You can't get the shit off your phone?
My phone's recording.
I mean, there's no comments.
I'm not shocked. Where's the deep?
I say we fight every subscriber. Pull up on them.
We'd only have to fight 7
Can you
people
turn that
each.
shit on there?
Listen, I love 2 Deep Podcast.
It's not. We're not
Paul
sitting here
loves
saying
Too Deep
we're not shutting
Podcast.
it down because even if there was one, like I said, if there was one viewer, I would still come here every week. And honestly, I think at this point, like I would come here even if we weren't recording, just to say that.
Just a vibe.
2 beers and chat, you know.
But at the same time, help us out, man. Give us something to go off of. You see, we're struggling here.
Struggling to even.
We're still going to struggle, but it's all entertainment. That's it. We no ifs, no ands, no buts. If we fuck up, it is what it is. We try to learn from our mistakes. So show us. Show us the love that we show this podcast. Show us what it means to be part of the deep.
We love you guys. See you next week. Cheers.
I'm gonna go play Pokemon Legends Arceus. That game is fire. Hey, if you haven't played it, you're dumb.